Day number 2 of playing 2000s until I win. Last time I played the Lee bot. This time I'm going to be playing the Charles bot, and let's get right into it. I get chosen as white, e4, and he goes with the Karo Kun. I think I'm going to go with the exchange variation, after which I go, after which I'm going to go there. See if I can get an early bishop development. No. So, get my knight. And, yeah, this should be a fun game. Let's see what happens. So far, so good. I didn't hang any of my pieces. I'm not getting destroyed by somebody that's double my rating. I don't know why the computer says 1344. I am also most certainly not a 1344. I think I'm gonna perhaps just develop my bishop. Okay. So there is a fork available, but I don't have enough pieces to use it. And I don't think it would be possible for me to do that. So I'm still just gonna take his knight. Okay, so he takes with his queen. Now, what about... I think just go there. Prepare to go bishop c4, and he puts another threat on my pawn. So it would be takes, 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 but I'm gonna kick his queen, and he can't just take with his queen because I still have my knight there. So we could go there. I don't lose my bishop because I can just use my bishop to block, and as well gives me another defense on the pawn. Now I think I'm gonna take, either to get his queen away from the attack of the pawn or to double his pawns. Now just a castle, unpin my bishop, and so far I'm not doing too bad. I think I can, maybe if I continue playing well, make this game into a draw. I'm going to rook e1. Right, so he moves his queen to attack the pawn, and now I think he's got more pieces than I do. He's got 3 to my 3, so I'm still good. Because, say, takes, yada yada, and I'm still fine. So, rook c1, the c file is very much close to open. His knight is defended with his queen. I am able to do a trade. Should I? I think I am going to, because I would also be attacking his pawn, and I would be getting my rook into a fair position. So, threaten his queen, and he doesn't trade. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect that, like, at all whatsoever, like, 0. His knight's still defended. Let's see if I could... What about going, like... Let's see. No, I don't want to actually move there, but there. Takes. 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 I think I am gonna do that. I think it works. Hopefully. Otherwise, I just... he's obviously not gonna take with his rook, but I open the position a little bit, and yeah. Fine, so he threatens my rook. Um, I think I'm just gonna threaten his queen, which my rook is defended with my bishop. He is able to take, but I should be fine even if he does. Alright, so he just moves his queen like I thought. Perhaps threaten his pawn. Now that I'm also threatening the g7 pawn. So if I were to also threaten this one, it would be a lot more threatening. So he threatens this pawn. I don't know if I want to take the g pawn because his rook would be able to go to g8 and his rook would have an open file. And besides, he is... obviously, I can't take his pawn. Wait, maybe I could. Since I have no timer, I don't have to worry about that. But takes. My mouse won't go. No. Takes. Takes. Problem is takes, it's check, as well as checkmate. So I don't think that's an option for me. So I think I'm just going to take the a6 undefended pawn. So he gets my pawn, like I thought. I'll take his bishop. And he... Okay, so this time, I'm actually able to trade, right? Because takes, and he'll lose his castle, right? So then I would be check, and he has two choices. He could either move his king and lose his rook, or which would be 2 rooks for a queen, which is a worth it trade because it's 10 points for 9. Or he could move his queen back, in which it would be a queen and a rook for a queen and a rook, and his king would be in the open. I know it's risky, but I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So he takes, and check, and he chooses to lose the rook instead of trading. Okay, so he threatens to do checkmate. I have multiple moves that would save me from checkmate. I think I am going to move my rook to... which square is more active? Because I have 3 squares that would not allow him to checkmate me. I have the A1, the B1, and the F1. Obviously, staying there and D1 and C1 doesn't work because he would take with checkmate. And even if it wouldn't be checkmate, it would still not be great. So I think I'm just going to go with F1. Probably the safest option. He doesn't take my pawn, and he leaves me open to take his, which gives me a 2-point material lead. Now he takes my pawn. Now I take his, and he probably takes mine. And now that his queen is gone, I go back to or possibly just to get rid of it, I just go... I think the best move is probably just h3, just to get rid of that threat. Now I can go e1 because I don't care that... Because before I moved the pawn... okay, so threaten his queen. Before I move the pawn, I couldn't take because otherwise he would have checkmate, but now just check doesn't actually matter. So threaten his queen with my rook defended. He moves his queen to d4, but now he cannot push his b pawn. And as for trying to win the pawn, I think I can go rook g4. This is why... No, so that actually doesn't win a rook. I'm still completely fine because my rook is defended by the pawn, but it does allow him to push. He doesn't, right? Let's think about that. Why? Because if he did, I would immediately... I wouldn't take the pawn, of course, because it's defended, but I would go rook b4, and his pawn would be immediately stopped. Right? So possibly I could block the pawn, but I think that could actually work, because now, not only that, I also have a second threat on the pawn, and it's going to be very, very hard for him to defend it, if possible. He does have a discovered check. I'm not sure I really care. I move my pawn, and he could push, but I have over there. Okay, so he threatens my rook, I guess. Now that he can, I guess he blocked off my connection to the b4 pawn, but b4 pawn still cannot move. So, I'm going to threaten the f5 pawn. I know I have check, but I don't see a reason to play it. So he defends with his king, and now no, if I push, I lose the rook, right? No blundering. If I blunder, I'll probably lose. I have an advantage, and I'm gonna do my best to keep it that way. I'm gonna go rook h5, threaten to no, I don't think I'm gonna go there. What about... Probably king g2 to get my king more out there. So he goes down. I still cannot push the g pawn because he's still threatening my rook. And now as well, the f pawn is pinned. I have a feeling he's gonna try to do something with that. So I should watch out. But in the meantime, I'm going to push the h pawn, and I think just push it again. I see his queen moving back and forth to multiple places. I don't see it helping him. But okay, so now he's threatening my rook. He did just drop the defensive his pawn, but as well, that forced me to drop the defense of my pawn. So takes, presumably. And now I threaten his pawn. I know his queen is there, but I believe I should still be able to do this. Now, since his pawn is pinned to his queen, I can push. His queen can't take because of my rook. His pawn can't take because of my other rook, and because of that rook, it's actually pinned. So pushing seems like a good idea. Let's try. He moves his queen all the way back and lets me take the pawn. That pawn's defended, so yeah, I think I'm good with taking this pawn. Now I'm up a full 2 points of material. Now, if I can just find a way to force a trade of the 2 rooks for the queen, I'll be up a full pawn. Let's see what I could do. Wait, first off, he is threatening my rook over there, so I can't move that rook off the rank. He doesn't have a single check, so I don't have to worry about that. But I think going something like check should be good. I do have to be careful because after I go here, an available move for him would be queen c8, which isn't terrible because I could move my rooks to protect each other. But, okay, so now his queen and his king are on the same rank. That could be very helpful, but for now, I don't see anything. I could go there. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to actually press that. Fine, I did not mean to actually press that, but I should still be good. Hopefully. He's not threatening any of my rooks, but I have check. And check. I'm hoping this game doesn't end in a draw. Oh, he's done for. I pin his queen, and he loses immediately. There's no chance of him winning anymore. Threaten the pawn. Push, because I think I'm going to let the pawn stay alive for now. I don't want to blunder stalemate. Okay, I'll take. I don't think I'm going to promote, though, because I really don't want to blunder stalemate. I'm just going to use my king or my rook for a easy checkmate. Block the king off that way because I don't want my pawns to get in the way. And if he threatens, I move all the way to a5, and now I can win. Check. Now, if you don't know how to checkmate with just a king and a rook, put it in the comments. I will be happy to explain it to you. And this took a lot quicker than I thought it would. I managed to beat a 2000 in just 2 days. So let's see. Okay, and checkmate. So I guess the series is over. Comment what you want me to do next. I'll be looking at comments. Subscribe.